Greetings, traveler.
We're going Oathstone Summoning. This is going to be a Jeef game. This is on the current patch, so this is not from the early access event, but this game came to me multiple times, different people saying, hey, please review this game. So I've learned that when that happens, I listen because it's almost always a banger. So I say, okay, even though it's not from the early access event, I will watch. And as always, Jeef's editors is going like, we are getting through this in record time. Which, you know, that's nice. I don't have to do any kind of... I know if it's like Jeef or beater game and I'm watching it on YouTube, I do not have to fast forward anything. I just sit here and let it happen. My God. Yeah, we had a huge sub train before I started the game, and Crestal's continuing that. Thank you so much, Crestal, for gifting a sub. Very much appreciated. All right, so we have a pretty standard Zyrella opener, but Jeef is going to... I was gonna say, normally you level here. So on the turn where he got up to the 7 gold there with the scout, that's like pretty standard, just like level and hero power, right? But because he gets double Forest Rover, he's actually fine with leveling a bit slower, because the whole point of leveling fast is to get good cards, and then you get those good cards to avoid taking damage. But if you get really good cards on tier 2, which is rare, but it does happen, like for instance a Forest Rover pair, and then you get like a Hummingbird for it, you have the guy that gives the Reborn. That's a sort of an exception where you say, okay, well here I don't have to adhere to that rule where I have to level a bit faster to get stuff to make me strong. I can just be strong right away. But, you know, most tier 2 shops are not this. So most of the time, if you level a bit slower like this, it's not great. So, but yeah, this is why Jeef is good, of course. He's able to, and good is an understatement, he's able to adapt to the situation. So he's going to go for the Pillager. The Zerus was also fine, but there wasn't really a great thing to go with the Zerus. This turn pretty straightforward. Just level hero power, get ourselves a 5-drop. Not a Titus. Well, Burrower's kind of strong here too. This is actually an interesting point. Yeah, very interesting call. Because he can just go for money to generate an undead every time, or he can take Burrower. I think if he is even slightly interested in playing Burrower, he should take Burrower. I think you only skip the Burrower there if you're just like, I'm never ever playing Burrower in my life. I don't care. But Burrower it's actually like getting it from a triple on turn 6. That's like premium Burrower timing, because it's one of those cards that's really hard to get into later on because you need to have it early so it can start farming the Avenge. So very nice to get it here. Are dragons in? Dragons are in. So one of my favorite things to do, excuse me, if you have a Burrower on your board, is to also play what you call it again, the Broodmother. Taunted Broodmother, especially if you go first and then you have 2 board spaces, you get so much value from Taunted Broodmother, because it's going to protect your oh, the 93% win not happening. And he doesn't even get the tie, right? He gets a 3.6 loss. All right, anyways, point is Broodmother, very effective here. He's hero powered. Ooh, wait, what? Why don't we hero power to Spore Bat instead? Wouldn't we rather have a 5/9? Like, huh. Maybe he just like realized later on that he also wanted the Spore Bat, because I think he was going to level here, and he was like, "Oh, I want Spore Bat too, so I'll just buy that." Yeah, I don't know. He saw the Reborn too late. He said, "Ah, okay. Right. Yeah, Reborn Spore Bat is sick." So he's selling extra units because he had already used his hero power, and he says, oh, I actually do really want the Reborn Spore Bat. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Do you think Brand Titus should be on 6? No. Easy question, let's go. No, I think it worked pretty well on 5. You don't want to put everything on 6 either, right? That's like the game doesn't start until you start tripling into 6s. Also, you know, the dopamine of being on 4 and tripling into Bran or Titus is very nice. So we're still on 38 here. This is the Oath Stone anomaly, so you have to be pretty selective, I would say, with what you're buying here, just because you have so much potential when you hit Time Warp cards. Next turn, it's going to be turn 9. That's where he gets the greater Time Warp. And after that, it's going to be turn 10, where he can buy greater Time Warps from the shop, and that's where things are really going to go crazy. So he already has his macaw to farm more, and then he has the dragon to trigger the burrower. The burrower is then going to make a big Nuzhou, which is just going to keep him healthy. There we go. So very, very nice setup by Jeef here. It's just one of those it's one of those situations where it's so easy to just take damage when you are looking to do something specific in this anomaly. But Jeef is just very, very much going with the flow here. He has a lot of money and he's got good tempo, and that's generally something you'll see from these like super high level players, is they rarely just have a bad board while they are generating money. A lot of players can either have a strong board or generate money, but the really high level players, they just do both. So Jungle King is being considered here because her hand is really full of spells. But then the Hawkstrider is also so much tempo because he already has the Burrower. So I think because of the Burrower, I think we're just perfectly fine going Hawkstrider. Because Jungle King for tempo is fine, but if he doesn't need that tempo, then it doesn't really make sense. Sneaking into hero power before the... Oh, that's actually good. I was going to say sneaking into hero power before the change, but Varden in the Time Warp anomaly is sick because tier 5 is where all the greater Time Warps are going to be in this anomaly. So Jeef's probably going to be on Teal when he gets the Titus. Nice. So if he just buys the spell and freeze here, it's a guaranteed golden Titus. Sure, that also... Oh, he has to buy a minion. Wait, what would happen if we just buy Titus in the spell, though? Isn't that enough? I don't think we had to... If we just buy Titus and the spell... I think that'd be enough. But maybe there's like slightly lower chance he gets it then. Wasn't enough board space. There were 6 minions. So if he buys Titus and he buys the spell, there's 2 slots available, yes? 1 for Titus, 1 for slots. Sorry, one for spell. So if it then refreshes, the Varden will proc. So just removing a Titus and the spell, I think, works. I don't think he needed the Psycho Rylak, but it's kind of whatever. wait. So he makes a golden Titus, and his first roll is Chameleon that gets copied. So he basically buys 3 golden Titus in 2 shops. So he has triple golden Titus over the span of 2 shops. That's talent right there, bro. That's you don't get that if you're a newbie. Those are like seasoned rolls. I mean, I'm joking, kind of, but 3 golden Titus in only 2 shops. That might be a new world record, chat. I don't think I've ever seen someone get triple golden Titus in just 2 shops. That sounds so unbelievable, right, when you say it out loud. All right, yeah, time to make some board space. Ooh, we're getting rid of our coins? Wow. Oh, he's just milking here. Okay. Oh, that's so smart. Jeef, why is so smart, bro? All right, he's gonna leave 1 board space here so that the whelp can trigger. Oh, the chameleon needs to be in front of the hawk. Okay. So we need to move the hawk all the way to the back, because right now the hawk is triggering without the chameleon being the Titus. Luckily, this is sort of your low stakes fight where it just does not matter. The opponent's, not going to be big enough. He still gets a decent amount of milk. But yeah, very clever, very smart that he picks up the little dragon. That's sort of like the Broodmother, right? What I talked about. But the dragon here is, I think, even better because if he does place the chameleon in front of the hawk, right? So basically move the hawk all the way to the back, which he immediately does here. Ooh, 2 scouts. Let's see if we get Stitch. Another in, right? This, I can tell, I can see why people wanted me to review this game. He actually just hits everything. All right, so what was I saying? By leaving that board space and then having a bunch of golden Titus with Hawk, he's gonna just like machine gun these. What? Double ghoul when he has like triple gold? Like, does he even have board space to make triple golden Titus? Like, this is actually so like, what is he even gonna do? Like, what is he even gonna do, chat? Like, what's the line here? So he shoots this. He's actually getting fewer buffs this way because of Stitch, right? I think he's getting fewer buffs because the Hawk doesn't trigger on the thing. Oh, and he also got griefed. So yeah, his milk is not as good as it could have been here. But it's just... Oh my god. All right, so yeah. Golden Titus, double chameleon, golden ghoul, Stitch. This is like... I don't even know what I'm doing here. Okay, so he doesn't want to golden it. Interesting. Yeah, very unlikely that he wants golden chameleon as well. So he'd rather have 2 separate ghouls. What's that for? Oh, to trigger them separately with the chicken? Or what's the reason that he doesn't want to just like trigger just the adjacent ones? Oh, because he only has 1 death rattle that he wants to trigger, which is the burrower eventually, I'm guessing. But then he has so many non-beasts on his board. It's getting weird, man. Like, this is obviously an insane game, like super amazing shops. Again, he played really well in the beginning to set it up, and then he just hit. He hit so well. He hit so unbelievably well. Right, what was I saying after that? But regardless of it being such a cool and fun game and he's super strong, I'm thinking like, man, what would I even do in this spot? That's like, I don't even know. Like, you have so many you got like so many Titus, then you've got the Warghouls, the chameleons. It's just like, you want a board of full beast, right? So how many Warghouls do you play? What are your beasts that you're actually gonna have on the board? I guess you could even roll more Hawkstrider, right? And then you want to play that. Overconfidence is free money. But I guess he's just looking for something now. Oh, it's already top 4. Jeez, this is a fast game. He's like, immortal. I think you skip it, bro. I don't think you can do anything with that. Like, where do you... Yeah, I was gonna say, where are your stats gonna come from? I guess you could immortal with... Ooh, we're frogging. Oh, I've seen this from Seville. Seville showed us that if you have Terran hero power, which in this case we... Would have been insane if he actually found Terran, but he got Vandar, which is honestly about as good. Oh, he's gonna sell the Stitch, okay. Oh, I guess with the Warghouls and the frogs, it's already insane, right? So the goal essentially is to have he has 2 beasts on his board. I just need to see what this does, because basically he could die to 2 Leroys, right? Because he's only have 2 units here, but this is like the most frogs I've ever seen. I don't think you can make more frogs. Well, I guess you can always make more frogs. Like the hawk could be golden, but realistically speaking, you can't make more frogs than this, right? Like, definitely this season, this is like the most death rattle triggers I've seen so far. Like, he's gonna hit stat cap, right? Which is 2.1 billion. It's kind of like Agent Bragger. Yeah, okay. I was afraid that was gonna happen because I actually had an opponent against me that also had the nuts here. And, oh, damage cap is off. Shit, he could die. He's on 38, though.
Okay.
That frog. Wait, is he dead? Oh, he's actually kind of lucky that the undeads are, like, giga low HP. He's able to kill stuff, right? With, like, his Tituses are killing stuff. Okay, so we're not dead. We're not dead. That's good, that's good. Only 20, right? Only 20. So he actually has to sell some stuff. He's proccing too often. But they fixed overflow at some point. So overflow was kind of a common thing that you could do as well with like braggarts and stuff, where you would make your minions too big and then they would die or they would reset back to 0, which is what happened here. Jeef's minion just got so big that the game has a stat limit, which is 2.1 billion stats. So once you cross that stat, it used to overflow, but it seems like now overflow is back with frogs, where if you have too many stats with frogs, you actually end up killing off your minions instead. But the overflow thing was fixed for a very long time. You would just get to 2.1 billion and that's it. Like, they wouldn't go down again. But it seems like with frogs, it's not fixed. All right. What is this? 400k or 4 million? 400k, right? Can't read it. That's the classic you're doing well if you can't read the numbers type thing. It's also kind of scary when you say like, well, it could be 400k or it could be 4 million. I don't know. So where does he go from here then? Like, what's the best... Ooh, poet. What's the best lineup? I guess all he has to do is avoid overflow and then avoid getting scammed. So some reborn, the serpents, excuse me. I guess he already has Forest Rover in his hands, which is another summon to play around. Yeah, to play around getting kicked by the... Oh, he's gonna copy Titus again. Wait, I wouldn't do it, bro. Don't we just copy the frog? Or does he wants more tokens? Okay, sure, whatever. All right, well, this is so incredible because the Hawkstrider is going to trigger start of combat, which is going to trigger the ghoul, which is going to trigger... It's like a dominoes effect, right? So let me pause for just 1 second, right? The reason I'm pausing here is so that you can pay attention in the fight when it starts, so you can see the frogs. The Hawkstrider triggers this guy, the ghoul, which will trigger the frog. And then the frog will put death rattles on all his minions. I guess the chameleons will transform. So it's basically just this guy. But this guy will have so many frog stacks on him that when the Hawkstrider gets to the beetle, it will trigger the... Oh, I guess the chameleon copies it, right? So these two both have a lot of frog stacks on them. And then they were going to jump again, right? So just watch it where... Once the hawk gets to the rovers, it's going to be unbelievable. This is just start of combat, by the way. This is start of combat. The fight hasn't begun yet. Your move, Yugi boy. Oh my god. It's so many. And then Vandar triggers, of course. Yeah, our opponent is playing Mithrax Immortal. That's cute, son. That's cute. Get back to me when you have some real stats. Playing Mithrax Immortal. I don't know how much we're at. It's a lot of numbers. I'm gonna have to just ask the editor, do the math. That's a lot of numbers, bro.